Have you ever wondered what secrets lie buried in the sands of time? The civilizations that came before us built wonders, invented tools and shaped traditions that still echo through our world today. But behind the familiar stories of pyramids, temples, and kings, there are strange, curious, and often forgotten details that reveal just how unusual ancient life really was. Tonight, let me take you on a journey, quiet and unhurried, through the mysterious and strange facts about ancient civilization. Facts that may surprise you and perhaps change the way you see history. In the heart of Mesoamerica, the Maya built great cities, carved temples into the jungle, and studied the stars with astonishing precision. But perhaps one of their strangest legacies was a color. The Maya created a shade of blue so vivid, so lasting, that it has survived on their pottery and temples for centuries. Modern scientists have struggled to replicate it. The secret recipe combined clay, indigo, and a sacred tree resin, mixed in ways we still can't fully understand. This Maya blue was not just decoration, it was sacred. It was used in rituals, even human sacrifices, as an offering to the gods. A simple color, carrying with it mystery, faith, and blood. We know Egypt for its pyramids, mummies, and pharaohs, but did you know ordinary Egyptians wrote letters to the dead? Archaeologists have found fragile scraps of pottery where grieving families poured out their hearts to loved ones who had passed. They asked for guidance, for protection, sometimes even for help with family disputes. One note pleads with a deceased husband to stop haunting his wife's dreams. Another begs a departed father to protect his children. For the Egyptians, death was not the end. It was simply a doorway, and through these letters they kept talking to those who had walked through it. Long before Rome's aqueducts or modern sewage systems, the people of the Indus Valley built cities with indoor plumbing. Over 4,000 years ago, in places like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, houses were connected to central drains. Wastewater was flushed away with remarkable efficiency. Imagine, while much of the world still lived in huts, the Indus people enjoyed bathrooms that would put medieval Europe to shame. And yet, this great civilization disappeared mysteriously. Its advanced cities abandoned, its script still undeciphered. The drains remain, whispering of a brilliance we've barely begun to understand. When ancient Greeks wanted guidance, they turned not to kings, but to oracles. At Delphi, the priestess would inhale vapors rising from a crack in the earth, slipping into a trance. Her voice would tremble, her words tangled, until priests translated them into riddles and prophecy. Modern geologists discovered that natural gases seeping from beneath the temple may have caused those visions, but to the Greeks, these strange mutterings carried the weight of destiny itself. Entire wars were fought on the whisper of a drugged oracle. Purple today feels royal, luxurious, even elegant, and for good reason. In Rome, purple was more than fashion, it was law. Only emperors and certain elites were permitted to wear it. The dye came from crushing thousands of sea snails, drop by drop, creating one of the rarest substances in the world, so rare that it was worth more than gold. But with rarity came fear. Anyone who wore too much purple without permission could be punished, even executed for daring to imitate imperial power, a color so strange, so precious, that it only could cost you your life. In the jungles of Mexico, the Olmecs carved enormous stone heads, each weighing many tons. Their faces are haunting, their expressions almost alive. No one knows for certain who they represent. Kings, warriors, gods, some stand nearly 3 meters tall. Their features carved with such care that even individual headdresses are detailed. And yet the Olmecs left behind no written explanation, only the heads, staring silently into the jungle, guardians of secrets we may never uncover. Long before electricity, the Persians found a way to keep ice in the deserts. They built massive dome-like structures called yakhchals, ice pits. By using clever ventilation systems and underground storage, they preserved frozen water brought from distant mountains. Imagine in the heat of a Persian summer, sipping on chilled drinks thanks to a refrigerator built of clay and wind. Strange, yes, but also ingenious. The Vikings sailed across stormy seas, often with no stars to guide them. Yet legends speak of a sunstone, a crystal they used to find the sun's position, even on cloudy days. Modern scientists have tested Iceland's spar, a type of crystal, and found it can indeed polarize light, allowing navigators to detect the sun through clouds. A strange fact, once dismissed as myth, but perhaps it was this crystal that helped Vikings cross oceans long before compasses. The ancient world was not as simple as we sometimes imagine. Behind the ruins and relics lie stories of colors that never fade. Letters whispered to the dead, forgotten drains that outshine medieval cities, or stones that guided ships across stormy seas. Strange facts, yes, but also reminders. Reminders that human curiosity, creativity, and mystery have always been with us. And as we close this journey tonight, perhaps you'll remember, the past is not silent. It speaks, sometimes in whispers, sometimes in riddles. All we need is to listen.